Good evening. Welcome to Indian Polity class. Today we have discussion on State Public Service Commission. Yesterday we had a discussion on Union Public Service Commission, and in the beginning of the class itself I told you that once you understand UPSC thoroughly, understanding State Public Service Commission and a Joint Public Service Commission will become so easy. And most of the points what we have seen yesterday will be repeated today. But instead of talking about the union, we'll be talking about the state. Instead of talking about the President of India, we use the word governor here. But otherwise, the functions are same. Yesterday I told you, UPSC will conduct the examination for All India services and for central services. Whereas the State Public Service Commission will conduct the examination for state services like Group 1, Group 2, etc. So let me straight away open the document and have a discussion on this one. Look at this. So the topic is State Public Service Commission. These are mentioned in Part 14 of the Indian Constitution. Articles 315 to 323 deal with the composition, appointment, removal of members, powers, functions, and independence of the State Public Service Commissions. So here I have given something in the form of the note. Kindly remember this one. The Part 14 and the Articles 315 to 323, they are also dealing with the UPSC, meaning the entire Public Service Commission, maybe UPSC or State Public Service Commission, everything is covered under Part 14 and they are covered under Articles 315 to 323. So when you come across with the composition is as usual. So there is a chairman in the State Public Service Commission and there are other members of the State Public Service Commission. Yesterday also we have seen the same thing. There is a chairman in the UPSC and some other members. And the Constitution has not fixed any strength for the UPSC. In the similar manner, the Constitution has not fixed any strength for the State Public Service Commission. Look at the qualification. The qualifications of the chairman and members are not specified in the Constitution. It is just like a repetition, please. It is just like a repetition what we have discussed yesterday. But as nearly as maybe one half of the members must have had 10 years of service under the union government or under the state government. So whatever the number may be X. Out of that X, at least half the members must have 10 years of experience either under the government of India or under the government of any state. So when it comes to the appointment is done by the governor. Everybody, the chairman and all other members of the Public Service Commission at the state level are appointed by the governor of the concerned state. The strength of the State Public Service Commission is not specified in the Constitution, and the strength will be left to the discretion of the governors. But kindly remember, I told you this point so many number of times, so during our various discussions, that India is a parliamentary form of government where the Prime Minister will give the advice and the President is expected to follow that much. Since India is a federation, whatever the structure we have at the central level, similar type of structure we also have at the state level. Hence, at the state level, Chief Minister is really powerful and the Chief Minister will keep on giving the advices to the governor. That's the reason why. So we cannot expect the governor to take every decision. The decisions are taken by the Chief Minister. It will be forwarded to the governor and the governor is expected to accept. So that is fundamental principle in the parliamentary form of government, and India is the example of the parliamentary form. Now, look at this. So the term of the chairman and members, so they can hold the office for a term of 6 years or until they attain the age of 62 years, whichever is earlier. Yesterday, while talking about the UPSC, I said the same thing, but instead of 62 years, I said 65 years. Remember this one. Either the term will be 6 years or till they attain the age of 62 years, whichever is earlier. Yesterday, I told you along with the example. So now there is no point in explaining again. If you still have any doubt, kindly go back to the UPSC video and please watch that video again. Look at this. Initially, of course, it will not be a question for you in the examination. Initially, the retirement age of the members and the chairman is fixed at 60 years. So through the 41st amendment in the year 1976, the age has been increased up to 62 years. So even today also, they will continue for a period of 6 years or till they attain the age of 62 years. Resignation, the chairman and other members can submit the resignation to the governors. Report of the State Public Service Commission. Again, this is called annual report. Whatever the examinations that are conducted by a public service commission in a state in a year, the report has to be submitted to the governors. If no examination is conducted in that year, even then also they are supposed to submit the report to the governor mentioning that no examination has been conducted in the current year. The Spsc, that is the State Public Service Commission, will submit the annual report to the governor. And what the governor will do is also important for the examination point of view. Governor will place the report of State Public Service Commission before the state legislature. See here, whatever the points I told you yesterday, it's just like the repetition. UPSC will submit it to the president. President will place before the parliament. Here, State Public Service Commission submits a report to the governor, and the governor places the report before the state legislature, and the report of the State Public Service Commission is discussed in the state legislature. Look at this, conditions of the service. The conditions of the service of chairman and members of the State Public Service Commission are determined by the governor from time to time. Excuse me. Yeah. So now, these conditions, whatever the governor is deciding, that should not be varied to their disadvantage during the term of their office. Removal. So this is not permanent. Chairman or member can be removed at any point of time. The chairman and members of the State Public Service Commission are removed by the president. Kindly make it very, very clear in the brackets I have given you for your clear-cut understanding. This is a very, very, very possible question. Yesterday we have seen UPSC chairman and members are removed by the president. And here I am talking to you regarding the State Public Service Commission. And these at the state level also, the chairman and members are removed by the president and not by the governor. Governor, at the most, he can suspend the member or chairman for a period of time, but the removal is done only by the President of India. How the removal is done? Same points, just like what I told you yesterday with respect to UPSC, same things are available here. Look at this note I have given. Remember, the chairman and members of the State Public Service Commission are appointed by the governors. Look at this. The president can remove the chairman or any other member of the State Public Service Commission if, look at the points, just repetition. The chairman or other member is adjusted as an insolvent, or the chairman or member engages during the term of office in any paid employment outside the duties of the office, or the chairman or member in the opinion of the president, is unfit to continue in the office by the reason of infirmity of mind or body. Reason may be anything, the president can remove. Removal on the grounds of the misbehavior. Yesterday I told you what is the meaning of the misbehavior. The president can also remove the chairman or a member of SPSC for misbehavior, but in case of misbehavior, it should be referred by the president to the Supreme Court. And after, if the Supreme Court upholds the cause of the removal and advises so, then the president can remove the chairman or the member of the SPSC. Kindly remember one point very clearly. UPSC chairman and members are appointed by the president. UPSC chairman and members are removed by the president. But in case of State Public Service Commission, the chairman and members are appointed by the governor but removed by the president. So this point you have to be very, very clear and careful, especially in the examination. And as usual, the advice given by the Supreme Court is binding, and depending on the advice of the Supreme Court, the president removes the concerned member or the chairman. But during the course of inquiry, the governor can suspend the chairman or member pending the final removal order of the president and the receipt of the report of the Supreme Court. But what the chairman of SPSC will do after the retirement? Look at this. Yesterday I was using one particular point. In the UPSC, neither the chairman nor the members are eligible for reappointment. I told you what is the meaning of the reappointment. In the similar manner, the chairman or a member of the State Public Service Commission is not eligible for reappointment. Let me repeat for the sake of your better understanding. When I am using the word reappointment, appointing the chairman of the State Public Service Commission as the chairman of the same State Public Service Commission again for the second term is considered to be reappointment, and that is not allowed. That's the reason why one person can work as the chairman in one public service commission only for one term. That's it. After that, he can be transferred to some other state public service commission, or he can be transferred to the union public service commission, but not in the same state public service commission. But a member who is there in the state public service commission may be appointed as the chairman, but he cannot be appointed as the member again. If you are appointing him as a member again, that is the reappointment. That reappointment is not at all permitted by the Constitution. But appointing the member of a State Public Service Commission as the chairman of the same State Public Service Commission is considered to be a new appointment and very much permitted. Or that member can be transferred to some other State Public Service Commission, or that member can be transferred to the Union Public Service Commission, but not in the same State Public Service Commission. Let me open the document and show it to you. So the chairman of the State Public Service Commission after the retirement can be appointed as, look at this very clearly, the chairman of the UPSC, yes, very much permitted. A member of the UPSC, again permitted. The chairman of other SPSC, very much permitted. Or as the chairman of other joint public service commission, very much permitted. Nowhere I have given as the chairman of the same public service commission. Okay, now look at this. A member of the SPSC after the retirement, what he will do? Look at this. A member of the State Public Service Commission after the retirement cannot be reappointed as a member in the same SPSC, but that member of the State Public Service Commission can be appointed as the chairman of the same SPSC or the chairman of the other SPSC, understand very clearly, or as the chairman of the other joint public service commission, or as the chairman of the UPSC, or as the member of other state public service commission, but not as the same state public service commission, or as a member of other joint public service commission. Kindly read these points very clearly. They'll focus in the examination only on these points, right? Or he can be appointed as the member of the UPSC. But what are the functions? Look at the functions here. The SPSC will conduct the examinations for the appointments to the service of the state. The SPSC is consulted on various matters related to the matters relating to the methods of recruitment to the civil services and the civil post at the state level, and what are the principles to be followed in making appointments to the civil services and post, and in making promotions and transfers from one service to the other service. The last one, the recommendations of the Public Service Commission are advisory and they are not binding in nature. Okay, so that is the end of the State Public Service Commission. So my sincere suggestion to you all is that please go through the video of the UPSC and again go through the video of the SPSC and read the material that is there in our site kalyansir.net. So that will give you the complete knowledge on this one. Fine. And whatever may be the question that is appearing in the examination, you will be in a position to answer for this. Okay. And tomorrow we'll talk about the Joint Public Service Commission. And thank you so much for being with me this evening. I wish you all the very, very best. Good night. Thank you.